Being gay wasn't a choice, but being brave enough to be myself was. As a 12-year-old me stood in front of the mirror, I could not help but feel like I was staring at a stranger. The person I saw reflected back at me was a facade, a carefully constructed mask designed to hide true self from the world. I thought back to all the times I'll try to fit in, to conform to the expectation of those around me, the expectations of the society. I would play a role of being a perfect son with a girlfriend, the perfect guy friend, but with each day passing, I felt like I was losing myself in the process. I started small, exploring my interest and passion. I began to read books and watch movies that resonated with the true me. I also started to connect with people who shared or supported the way I wanted to live. With each step, I felt I was uncovering a part of myself that I've long forgotten. As I continued on my journey of self-discovery, I faced internal struggles that threatened to derail my progress. Self-doubt crept in, making me question my identity and worth. I was worried about what others would think. I was also worried about being rejected by those that I loved dearly. The fear of being alone and unsupported loomed large, and also making me wonder if I was strong enough to face the challenges ahead. But one day I sat in front of my family and I told them the truth about who I was. It was a moment of raw vulnerability, but also of freedom. As I spoke, I felt the weight lift off my shoulders. I saw the shock and surprise in their eyes, but also love, support, and acceptance. That very moment, I knew I finally found the courage to be myself, without an apology or pretension. From that day forward, I walked in a newfound sense of confidence and purpose. I knew that I still had challenges ahead of me, but I was ready to face them head on. I realized that being true to myself was the greatest gift I could ever give to myself. And also not just myself, but also to those that are around me. As I look back on my journey, I realized that the hardest part wasn't the struggles or the challenges. It was the years I've spent hiding my true self, pretending to be someone I wasn't. But in the end, it all came down to one moment, one decision, and I tell you, I lived a lie and I decided to live my truth, because being gay wasn't a choice, but being brave enough to be myself, it was what it was worth.